Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Do you all see the thing? Screen? Prabhupada Lilamrt is there?
Yes, Prabhuji. I can see.
Yes, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. Can see Prabhuji.
Now, is the screen changing? Is it changing?
No, Prabhuji.
The first slide only, Prabhuji.
Oh, so it has passed. Let me see. It's not resuming. I think I have to do something. I'll go back to now is it coming?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Oh, again it has stopped. I don't know.
First slide only again. But
Screen
you showed the second one, Prabhuji, first.
but screen is passing. Your screen is shared. It's passed, it says. And I say resume share. It's not resuming. It has happened to me before. I don't know how to solve this problem.
Prabhuji, in that settings, you see, Prabhuji, appearance, it is mentioned title, body, and I don't know, some settings must have changed.
No, shall I do one thing? I shall leave the meeting and come back. Okay? I think that will
Okay,
solve.
Prabhuji.
Leave the meeting. Hare Krishna. Do you see the screen now?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes,
Okay.
Prabhuji. First slide, Prabhuji.
Okay, let me see now what. Is it changing?
No, Prabhuji.
Huh? No?
Yeah, now.
Yes, now, Prabhuji.
Okay. Oh, we have lost a lot of time. Okay. So let me start now here. So once again, welcome to all devotees. Now we are going into the most interesting part of our discussions, Prabhupada Lilamrt. And last time we saw Prabhupada leaving Jhansi after making an effort for more than 2.5, 3 years. When the League of Devotees was going to be registered, this Bharatiya Vidya, this K.M. Munshi and his wife, they interfered and he could not get that building for himself. So he decided to not fight further because it will take a big legal battle and he won't be able to carry on with his preaching, which is his priority. So he gave up that Jhansi effort and he moved to Mathura. And in his hand, he carried the Chaitanya's deity. You remember? He bought it in Jargram, a little away from Calcutta, where he stayed with his devotee, godbrothers, and all that. This Chaitanya he brought to install in Jhansi building. But because it's not going to happen, he carried Chaitanya with him and he went to Mathura. He went to Mathura to meet with his godbrothers. One is Keshav Maharaj. He is a sannyasi. Maharaj means sannyasi. Prabhupada is also a disciple of Saraswati Thakur, but he's a grihastha. And Keshav Maharaj is a sannyasi. So he went to meet him. Keshav Maharaj is having his own mutt, meaning Gaudiya Mutt only. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati created 64 branches of Gaudiya Mutt. But after his passing, there was a lot of quarrel among his disciples. As a result, each mutt became an independent Gaudiya Mutt. So each one gave their own name. Somebody called it Devananda Gaudiya Mutt. Somebody called it Keshav Gaudiya Mutt. Somebody called it Gopinath Gaudiya Mutt, like that. Each mutt became independent. They were managing their own finances, their own preaching, their own activities independently. They are under an umbrella Gaudiya Mutt head. This is what happened. So Prabhupada went to Keshava Maharaj in his mutt, and Keshava Maharaj welcomed him because everybody knew Prabhupada as a very good administrator, very good fundraiser, very good preacher, very good writer, and a very good devotee, very expert in the scriptures. So Keshava Maharaj offered him, you become the editor of our Gaudiya Patrika. It was a magazine being published by that mutt. Same time, he was also invited by Bhakti Saranga Goswami Maharaj from his Delhi ashram. This is in Mathura, Keshav Maharaj. Bhakti Saranga Maharaj has an ashram in Delhi. He said, you come to me because we are publishing Sajjana Toshani magazine. So everybody wanted to use Prabhupada's services in publishing of their magazines. So Prabhupada became very happy. Prabhupada thought, this is the plan of Krishna and my Guru for me. Because I want to simply preach. I have no desire for name and fame and power and position. I don't want to start my own matha. I will happily serve as long as I am given the opportunity to serve and realize the goal of my spiritual master, which is to take the movement around the world, to publish books in the English language, and to preach the people in the Western world, and to free them from the slavery to their senses, to make them all servants of Krishna. So this is my goal. And I am happy to serve under my godbrothers. They are all disciples of Prabhupada. In that sense, they are all equal. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati disciples. But still, they are sannyasi disciples. They have mutts, and I will happily work under them as a servant. So please remember, Prabhupada did not create the ISKCON movement because he wanted to have his own mutt. Please don't think like that. That Prabhupada always wanted to create his own mutt, and finally he succeeded. No. Prabhupada never wanted a separate mutt or an organization for himself. Rather, He was a sold out devotee disciple of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And Gaudiya Math was established by his guru. And Prabhupada Abhay saw himself as a member of that movement, Gaudiya Math. He never wanted to come out of it. He wanted to always remain part of Gaudiya Math. But now what happened? Gaudiya Math has broken up into splinters. It has become so many pieces. So Prabhupada realizes that Gaudiya Math has lost its energy by being split up into so many pieces. But still, Prabhupada is trying to work within that by working under Keshav Maharaj, working under Bhaktisarang Goswami. He is still part of the Gaudiya Math. So he's not thinking out of it. Please understand, such is the potency of our Siksha Guru. You know, for all the followers of Gaudiya Vaishnava Parampara, of ISKCON, Srila Prabhupada is the Siksha Guru. Prabhupada is no more. You cannot take Diksha from Prabhupada. You will take Diksha from a disciple of Prabhupada or from a disciple of Prabhupada. But still, your Siksha Guru is always Prabhupada. We are a Siksha Parampara. Anyone connected to ISKCON, automatically Srila Prabhupada becomes a Siksha Guru. So we are all Siksha disciples of Prabhupada. Don't think, oh, Prabhupada had his disciples. Now I cannot become a disciple of Prabhupada. No. Our entire movement is a Siksha Parampara. By listening to Prabhupada, by reading to Prabhupada's books, by accepting Prabhupada's instructions, we are all disciples of Srila Prabhupada. That is a good fortune of everyone who is associated with ISKCON. Prabhupada is personally guiding us through his books, through his instructions. So, and what is the glory of our founder Acharya? Srila Prabhupada is the founder Acharya of ISKCON. What is his glory? He never wanted any glory for himself. Please remember this. And if you want to be a disciple of Prabhupada, this is your one qualification. That is, you don't want any personal glory. Your only desire is to glorify your spiritual master and the spiritual master of your spiritual master, all the way back to Krishna. The only way to be connected to the parampara is by not wanting any glory for yourself. You completely surrender your individual identity to the movement. By doing that, you become a transparent via medium through which the potency of Krishna can flow to the world. The mercy of Krishna can flow to the world just by becoming a transparent via medium, by surrendering your free will to your spiritual master. And this is fully demonstrated by Srila Prabhupada. Even though Krishna made him start a ISKCON society in America, that is not what Prabhupada desired. That was the desire of Krishna. You will see as the story unfolds. So here you see Prabhupada as a willing servant of his spiritual master. This is the mood that we should cultivate. Okay. So while he has become connected like this, Abhay is dreaming. As of now, you realize Abhay's business is finished. Allahabad business finished. All his assets have been vandalized. People have taken it away. He has no money, nothing. He's a pauper. And you remember when the news came to Prabhupada in Jhansi, he laughed. He said, Krishna is giving me special mercy. Special mercy. So now Abhay is dreaming. He has no money. He is pauper. He is servant of his god brothers. But he is dreaming. What can stop you from dreaming? And he is not dreaming for himself. He is dreaming for Krishna. He is dreaming for Saraswati Thakur. What he is dreaming? Oh, now I have got this Sajjana Toshani. It was a very dear magazine of Saraswati Thakur. It was called Harmonist in English and Sajjana Toshani in Bangla. So he said, now I am the editor. I will make this Sajjana Toshani as great as Illustrated Weekly, because in those times, remember in the 50s, Illustrated Weekly was such a popular magazine because it has got colorful cover. Inside also they would put colorful pictures. In those days, colorful magazines were very rare. Except the cover page, inside will be all black and white only, if you all recall. But Illustrated Weekly was colorful magazine. So it was very, very famous, very popular, and they would write very interesting funny, humorous, topical articles. So Prabhupada wanted to make Sajjana Toshni like Illustrated Weekly in India. See his dream. It's a spiritual magazine. How many people will buy? Illustrated Weekly will be bought by Tom, Dick, and Harry. Prabhupada wants the same thing for Sajjana Toshni. I will make it so attractive with colorful pictures, interesting articles. I will increase the circulation like Illustrated Weekly of India. But not only India, no, Prabhupada's vision is not India. Prabhupada's vision is world. So he's dreaming. I will make my magazine like Time or Life magazine in the whole world, like Time magazine. I will publish in English and it will go like that. Why? Krishna is not poor. I will spend for Krishna. What's the problem? Krishna can give. The whole world is the asset, wealth of property of Krishna. So Krishna is not poor. So why I will think in a poor way? Why I will think cheap? I will think big. This quality Prabhupada maintained till the end. And this quality Prabhupada cultivated among all his disciples. Don't think small for Krishna. Always think big. Now you will see. Okay? So Prabhupada is thinking big, dreaming big. And at this time, he got a letter from Saranga Maharaj. You remember Saranga Maharaj having his ashram in Delhi? He wrote a letter to him through his PA. And the PA wrote to him, I will give you a little detail. Prabhupada has gone from Mathura to Delhi to his ashram. So in this letter, he is given directions. How? You catch a third class seat and you board a train in third class, you come to Delhi. Once you come to Delhi, there will be tongas in the railway station. Don't catch the tonga. They are expensive. You go out of the station, walk some distance, and then catch a tonga from there. They will come cheap. They will cost you about 12 annas or something. But don't travel alone, because then you have to pay entire fee yourself. Find a vehicle coming that side with a passenger and you can share the expenses. That expenses, when you come to the Mata, we will pay to the Tongawala. This is the kind of letter. Now you can imagine where is Prabhupada and where is this Mata. Do you think it will serve Prabhupada's purpose? Very soon it will become very clear. So they said, you come like that and then come to the ashram. Prabhupada went. He went to the ashram. He was very disappointed to see the ashram, dilapidated condition, no proper maintenance. The brahmacharis who are staying there, they are all young, illiterate, poor people. They have come just so that the mata will feed them 3 times a day. They have no goal. There is no preaching going on. There is no facility for preaching. The mata has no money at all. So, Bhakti Sarang Maharaj said, you manage the mutt. Magazine can wait. Because you are a good administrator, you bring the mutt under control. And you are a great devotee, you teach the devotion to the brahmacharis. If they are fighting, you create harmony between them. But printing, whatever we are doing, some articles Maharaj is contributing, we are printing, few copies we are distributing. That's all. But right now, you focus on the mutt, you focus on the finances of the mutt, and keep running it. Abhay wrote to them, saying, I want our own press, high quality press, modern printing machines, high quality paper, and we'll print multicolored pictures. Like that, we'll make our magazine great and we'll print not less than 1,000 copies. They said, look, you are thinking big, but our mutt is not very wealthy and our Maharaj is also old. Prabhupada is also 60 years old now. They are saying, our Maharaj is old and all these plans can wait. Right now, you print only 300 copies. Simple. And that you distribute. Prabhupada went to the printers and again he negotiated and he wrote back saying, at the cost of printing 300, I will print 1,000. The printer has agreed. 1,000. Please give me permission. They said, no, we told you 300 and print only 300. You can understand the distinction between a pure devotee thinking for Krishna and others thinking for Krishna. But at the same time, let me give you a caution. Don't think these Bhakti Saranga Maharaj or Keshav Maharaj are inferior disciples of Krishna. They are all disciples of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, very great in their own rights. Now you must understand what is happening as a Leela of Krishna. This is a Leela of Krishna. Why Krishna is doing it? He wants to bring out the full glory of Srila Prabhupada. You remember sometime back in Bombay, Saraswati Thakur told his disciples, don't disturb Abhay to come and take over this temple, because you don't trouble him. He will do everything himself. When the time comes, he will do everything himself. Now, that has to be demonstrated, no? So, now Prabhupada is being separated from all support systems. Prabhupada was depending on Gaudiya Math. Now, Gaudiya Math support system is being withdrawn. So, and Prabhupada, he still wants to surrender, but his desire to serve Krishna is the ultimate. So, when the Math does not help him to do that, the Math is not helping him to print magazines and increase the circulation. So Prabhupada is forced to leave them, because Prabhupada's mind is on printing distribution. When the Maths are not supporting, he has no choice. Please understand this. So let us not think ill of Keshav Maharaj or Saranga Maharaj. They are all amazing disciples, but by the will of Krishna, this is unfolding. So they said no to increasing the volume of printing. And Abhay was simultaneously collecting donations from the public, making preachings to various people, and he was translating Chaitanya Charitamrita into Hindi. You know, Prabhupada is good in Bengali, not in Hindi. But because now he is in Delhi, he is taking the trouble to translate in Hindi. That means, for Krishna, I will do anything. Nothing can stop me from serving Krishna in the best possible way. I am not expert in Hindi, but still I will write, because that is what is needed here in Delhi. I have to write in Hindi, even though he is not strong in Hindi. So in every one of these things, you should realize only a pure 24 hours surrender devotee can think and act like this. Nobody else can. So a pure devotee is always in ecstasy, spiritual ecstasy, devotional ecstasy. So you should see all the actions of Prabhupada in this light. Don't think Prabhupada is suffering. No, Prabhupada is only thinking about serving the suffering souls of this world. Why Prabhupada will suffer? A Vaishnava is para dukkha dukhi. So Prabhupada is thinking, how I can serve the suffering souls of this world. And if anyone is not able to help him, he will leave them. Because his mission is the burning goal given by his spiritual master. Speak to the English-speaking Western world. Print books in English, distribute widely. So Prabhupada is translating. Right now he is in Delhi, and he will translate CC in Hindi for the local population. So there is a clear distinction between the energy, what Prabhupada is manifesting, that spiritual energy. Others are not able to cope with it. Even in Jhansi, he had disciples who were 26 years old, 28 years old. One was a disciple, Acharya Prabhakar. There was this Dr. Shastri and all. They all wanted to help him, but they ran out of energy. Prabhupada was 24 hours planning, not simply talking Bhagavatam. Prabhupada is planning how to distribute, how to expand the mission, how to make people devotees. Practical plans. In the middle of night, he will talk. His 26-year-old devotee said, sorry, please don't trouble us. Don't talk. Now I want to go to sleep. Even though they wanted to help Prabhupada, that energy was too much for them. So you will see this being mentioned in Prabhupada's Lilamrt in many, many, many places. That Prabhupada's sheer spiritual energy and focus could not be handled by many others. Many others. The only people who could handle it were the hippies, ultimately. You will see how Prabhupada eventually goes to New York and finds them. And Prabhupada will say, you are all representatives of my spiritual master, and you have all come to assist me. This is the mood of Prabhupada. Never want to take credit for anything. So here, the energy is not matching, and Prabhupada had to part ways with them. Yes. So now, Prabhupada again writes to Saranga Goswami Maharaj, saying, our mutt is in very poor financial shape. We have to print your magazine. I also want to print my books, and we need money. Let me go out and meet the wealthy people and collect subscriptions and donations. But my clothes are torn. My clothes are old. My dhoti is old. So please permit me to buy 2 dhotis. Why? Not that I want to look good, but this is the only way I can meet people and raise donations for Krishna. Please see this. He was a businessman. He was having a Buick car. He was handling thousands or at least hundreds of workers. Big shot. Now he's begging for 2 new dhotis, but not for himself. He's begging for Krishna. So there is a big difference. If I am begging for myself, my ego will come and stand in front of me. But I am begging for Krishna. What is the problem? Krishna is the proprietor of everything, and I am his servant. So in that mood, Abhay wrote a letter and he got a reply, very long reply, which showed the door. Please, Abhay, you don't fit into our scheme of things. We don't think like you. You are a big thinker, but we don't have that kind of financial strength to support you. We are running a simple mutt. We have some simple finances. Our Guru Maharaj is becoming old. So please suit yourself. You go and serve Keshav Maharaj. He needs you. He doesn't need you. They wrote like that. He needs you. You go and serve him. He's doing a parikrama of Mathura province. You go. So Prabhupada is kicked out. Where to go? He is already having nothing. He was staying in this ashram. Now where he will stay? So this was the worst part of Prabhupada's. From our point of view, there is nothing worse for Prabhupada because as a child he was surrendered to Krishna. Nothing can trouble him. But from our perspective, the worst part, because no support, no place to stay, no knowing where the next meal will come from. So Prabhupada left in that condition. And he is planning to print many books. I will show you the list Prabhupada is planning at this point of time. He doesn't know where his breakfast will come from, but he's planning books for Krishna. And he's moving around, meeting people. And some people, seeing as holy man, this happened in the 50s. Some people invited him home. Please stay, please give pravachan. We will call our friends and relatives. And please take prasadam in our house and stay overnight. Prabhupada would stay. And that is where he would get his food. Again, move another house. Some people will say 2 days, some people will say 3 days, some people will say 4 days or 1 day. Moving within Delhi like that, no fixed address. Imagine you leave one place and you go to another place. You know you will come back to this place, no? So you will leave your things here. And only what is necessary, you will move out with that. But here is Prabhupada. He is not going to return to the same place again. Imagine how he was traveling. But his consciousness was only Krishna, not about his own problems. Simple living, high thinking. Unless we have simple living, we cannot get high thinking. Our necessities of life will keep us busy, always working for ourselves. But as long as we are like that, we cannot think like Prabhupada, high thinking for Krishna. That's not possible. So Prabhupada is demonstrating his loyalty to Krishna is never wavering. Krishna is not giving him any support, any help, but his loyalty to Krishna is total. That complete faith that whatever happens in my life is for my good, Krishna is doing it. That unswerving faith in Krishna keeps him loyal. So he's planning, he's moving, he met some names only I am giving. I am not giving all the names. He was meeting unlimited people. Ma Anandamayi he met, she appreciated him. She gave a letter to Hari Baba, another great Vaishnava. He also appreciated Prabhupada. He gave a letter saying, please support him. When I am with him, I feel ecstasy. This Hari Baba is a great Vaishnava, he is right. When he speaks, I get ecstasy. He has complete knowledge of the Bhakti scriptures. Please help him in whatever way he wants. But nothing happened. He met government officials, he met ministers, he met people's representatives, always seeking help for publishing books. Nothing much happened. He went to Birla Trust, the biggest trust. He said, let us work together. Let us have meetings. So they arranged one meeting. Many big shots came. And they all appreciated the class given by Prabhupada. And they all gave letters of appreciation. And they said, all the best for your mission. Prabhupada knew nothing will happen from all this. Moves on. Prabhupada moves on. So as a tireless preacher, he's just touching people. And in the process, giving them some sukruti, wherever he goes, some sukruti. And here is a list of books Prabhupada was planning in the 50s when he had no penny with him. Chaitanya Charitamrita in Hindi, 2000 pages. Gita-upanishad in English, 1200 pages. Science of Devotion in English, 300 pages. Lord Chaitanya Sankirtan movement in English, 300 pages. Sankirtan movement. Message of Godhead in English, 300 pages. And in Bengali, Bhagavaner Katha, 50 pages. You see Prabhupada's vision. He wants to have a simple book in Bengali to distribute all over Bengal at a cheap cost or maybe even free. And then 2000 page Chaitanya Charitamrita to establish the philosophy of Krishna consciousness, to establish the bona fides of his movement, of Chaitanya's movement. And Bhagavad Gita to guide the day-to-day action of people. So Prabhupada is such a vision. Never he started thinking small. Never. For Krishna, always think big. That is simple living, high thinking for us. And then see what he accomplished. This happened much later. We are talking about 1956. All this happened by 1970. In 14 years, he accomplished whatever he wanted to achieve and maybe more, right? All the books happened. That is why Prabhupada was sitting in a park bench in New York and one bus conductor was sitting on the same bench. And the bus conductor saw Prabhupada sitting in saffron, very serious, grave man. He asked, who are you? What are you doing? Prabhupada replied, we have a mission. We have branches all over the world. And in these places, there are Radha Krishna deities and thousands of devotees are singing and dancing, singing the holy names. Only time is separating us. Look at the faith of Prabhupada. Only time is separating us. Later on, the bus conductor narrated this to the biography writers of Lilamrt. Because this biography of Prabhupada Lilamrt was written with great amount of research. And we have information from so many people who touched Prabhupada in some way or the other. They have all certified the immense energy and confidence and faith of Prabhupada and how he acted in his life. So this is what Prabhupada achieved. Okay. So what we should remember, again, I am reminding you, in all these things, Prabhupada is in complete ecstasy. Whether 1 day or 2 days or 3 days he goes without food, he doesn't know where he will sleep for the night. He doesn't have washed clothes to wear. Whatever be the situation, he is in ecstasy. This is the mercy of Krishna on a pure devotee. If you surrender yourself to Krishna, he fills you with ecstasy. And without that, what Prabhupada did could not have been done. Okay, so what is moving Prabhupada? It is compassion. The compassion of Krishna is moving Prabhupada. That compassion of Krishna is trying to find outlet through Prabhupada. Because unlimited souls are suffering in this Kali Yuga without knowing direction in life. They are all going in the wrong direction. And the mercy of Krishna is flowing through Prabhupada, who is a transparent via medium of that mercy. There is no individual self-identification. There is no ego at all. And that's how it is happening. Please remember it always when you read Prabhupada. That here is a person who has no ego. His ego is, I am a servant of Krishna. There is a true ego. There is no false ego. He is always meditating how I can serve my Guru and serve Krishna. So he accepts complete austerity for himself. But for Krishna, no austerity. Krishna should be served in great style, like Time magazine, like Illustrated Weekly. I will print very big, colorful books and I will drown the world in these books. I will drown people in Krishna consciousness. I will make the whole world sing and dance the holy names of Krishna like that. So priority is purchasing printing paper, not food. Not food. But printing paper is priority for him because he has to print back to Godhead and distribute. And when he sat to write, articles were flowing freely. Imagine if you have to print a back to Godhead every week or every 15 days, where are the articles? He is writing all the articles. How? His mind is totally absorbed in Krishna, and when he puts pen to paper, it is just flowing. Krishna consciousness is flowing. So many admirers came, but no concrete help came. But constantly thinking of the printing press, Mridanga, it was making him ecstatic. Imagine somebody sees a printing press and becomes ecstatic. Somebody hears the clutter, noise of the old printing press, Gutenberg, mechanical printing press. That sound makes him ecstatic. Why? Because it is printing Krishna. He is imagining printing millions of copies of Back to God and flooding the world with those books. And that is making him ecstatic. Actually, a devotee of Krishna is reminded of Krishna by everything. When a devotee sees a peacock, he faints in ecstasy. A devotee sees a dark rain cloud, he faints with ecstasy. Like that, anything that reminds of Krishna. For Prabhupada, the printing press reminds him of his Guru and then Krishna and makes him ecstatic. And Prabhupada was so much worried about how the Western habits have caught the people of India. Tea drinking habit was introduced by Westerners. Tobacco smoking and chewing habit was introduced by Westerners. Meat eating was propagated by the Westerners. Right? India is not a meat eating country. Yes, there are meat eaters, but that's a minority. There are restaurants, but they are all Vaishnav restaurants. In the north, they are called Vaishnav Dhaba. In the south, we say Shaiva. They are vegetarian. People know eating meat is sin, but the Western influence changed everything. Eating meat is considered respectable, and it shows that I have arrived. I am an open-minded person. Even the Brahmana wants to eat meat to show, see, I am broad-minded. So Prabhupada is thinking, all these and factories, everywhere they are opening factories. But agriculture is the backbone of India. Why they are opening factories? So Prabhupada is thinking, I must destroy all this Western influence by reviving the Vedic heritage. Vedic heritage. And what is Vedic heritage? The fundamental principle of Vedic heritage is that we are spirit souls. The entire world, all living entities, from the plant and animal and insect and human, they are all souls. And they have fallen away from Krishna. We have to reunite them with Krishna. That is the root of Vedic heritage. Whether you talk about Varnashrama system, whether you talk about the Vedic system, whether you talk about Sanatana Dharma, everything, the root is we are not bodies, we are souls. So Prabhupada wanted to revive that Vedic heritage. In order to create the soul consciousness in people, he wanted to revive Varnashrama system, Sanatana Dharma system, and to teach the Vedas to people so that they will give up this foolish identity with the material body, that they will become soul conscious. So that was the aim with which Prabhupada wanted to revive Vedic heritage. No other reason. Don't think, oh, not enough to read Bhagavad Gita, I should read Vedas also. No. A devotee of Krishna doesn't have to read Vedas. You have to only perform Navavida Bhakti under the guidance of spiritual master and Vaishnavas, you don't have to do anything else. But for those people who are not ready to accept Krishna, who are not ready to accept the path of bhakti, for them, Prabhupada wanted to revive the Vedic heritage. At least let them realize there is a soul, there is life beyond death, and then let them organize their life on the basis of Sanatana Dharma and Varnashrama Dharma. And so that from Tamogun, let them progress to Rajogun and Sattvagun. And eventually, at some point of time, they will come in association of devotees and they will aspire to become a bhakta. But till that time, we have to give them something. We have to take them away from Western habits. For that, we need to revive Vedic heritage. So don't become confused. As far as a devotee is concerned, he has gone beyond the Varnashram system as a Vaishnava. But everybody is not ready to do that. Some people are Karmakandiya people, some people are Jnanakandiya people, some people are Ashtanga Yoga people. So let us revive the Vedic heritage so that these people also will get an opportunity to practice and progress gradually. So this was one of the dreams of Prabhupada. He established a spiritual Varnashrama society. Prabhupada asked in his writings, can the poor eat nuts and bolts? Will it satisfy their hunger? Why you are setting up so many factories? And everywhere you are trying to propagate sex through cinema, through songs, through the radio, to everything, you are trying to propagate sex. And will it nourish them? You are opening beef shops, liquor shops. In billboards, you are putting some lurid pictures of semi-dressed women and decadent youth. Youth are being destroyed by propagating sense gratification. And civil life is corrupted because for the sake of money, people are willing to do anything. And juvenile promiscuity, you are opening co-education schools by which little boys and girls can mix freely and pander to these baser instincts of sex. And the administrators, you are only talking about efficiency. You are talking about saintly qualities. Quality is not important. And womanhood is being debased. All because of blind leaders. The leaders have no spiritual wisdom. Only spiritual wisdom is called vision. Chakshur unmilitam yena tasmai shri gurave nama. Only Guru opens our eyes. Till then, our eyes are blind. Whatever we see, we don't see it in the correct way. We are all myopic people, blind people, short-sighted people. And our leaders are like that. So what can the population expect from such leaders? So Prabhupada wanted to re-spiritualize the society which is moving in the opposite materialistic way. They think increasing material enjoyment is the purpose of the leaders. Religious leaders, spiritual leaders, political leaders, social leaders, industrial leaders, everybody is thinking how to increase sense gratification. This is blind leadership. So Prabhupada wanted to spiritualize the society. And he gives the example of Nehru. Nehru is talking about the crisis of the spirit, but he is not addressing that. He is opening more 5-year plans so that more industries can be opened. So people have, because they are blind, because they don't have a spiritual master to teach them the scripture, they are all going in the wrong way. So Abhay wanted to deliver the medicine for Kali Yuga. Harinam Sankirtan, Krishna Prasad, singing and dancing the holy names of the Lord. These are the medicines that Abhay wanted to give on a large scale. His God brothers accept that this is the medicine to be given, but they are thinking on small scale. Abhay wants to do it on a large scale. So that is why he has to fall away from them. He accepts that there are material problems, but there are no material solutions. Material problems need spiritual solutions. Yes, we have material problems. We have disease, we have old age, we have death, we have poverty, we have illiteracy, we have income inequality, we have so many things. We have crime, we have pollution. All these are material problems. But there are no material solutions. If you try material solutions, problem will become bigger. Only a spiritual solution can really address material problems. And Prabhupada is waiting to deliver that solution. He's having that solution. So, so in Prabhupada Lilamrt, they write in 1956 February, the cold winter time, Prabhupada is having no woolen sweaters. He's having no proper shoes to protect his feet. He's having no proper woolen hat to cover his head. He is having only a lightweight cotton jacket, rubber shoes, and a cotton hat on his head. That's all. And the winds are gusty in Delhi. You can imagine how cold in February. But still he's running around to publish his Back to Godhead and to distribute Back to Godhead and to collect subscriptions and donations. He's running everywhere. And this is the time when America and Russia are trying to find solution to the problems of the world. What is the problems of the world? On the one side, there is civil unrest in America between blacks and whites. And Russia and America, there is an arms race. They are producing nuclear weapons and stockpiling them. Tomorrow, if there is a war and these nuclear weapons are used, the world will be destroyed. They are discussing how to curtail the arms race. Like this, on the one side, the great leaders of the world are trying to solve the problems. And here is Abhay trying to print Back to Godhead magazine in the strong winter. Do you see any connection between these two? Do you see any connection or a disconnection? What do you see? Between the political leaders and what Prabhupada is doing.
Prabhuji, political leaders are trying for material solutions for material problems, whereas Prabhupada is giving spiritual solution for all of us.
To material problems also. Don't
Yes,
think
yes.
Prabhupada is trying to give a spiritual solution to spiritual problems. And here the leaders are trying to find material solution to material problems. And the people are in the middle.
Yes, Prabhuji.
There are material problems. Prabhupada is appreciating that. In fact, Prabhupada wrote many articles to address the material problems. Easy journey to other planets. Prabhupada wrote. When man was trying to put, man on the moon, Prabhupada wrote, there is an easy way to go to other planets. Prabhupada was always alive to the current problems of the world. So here you see the American leaders and Russian leaders and the world leaders are trying to solve the problem of civil unrest, nuclear arms race, and all these things. And here Prabhupada is trying to print Back to Godhead magazine. The American leaders and the Russian leaders are big people. They have a lot of money, they have a lot of people, they have a lot of power, but they cannot solve the problem. But here is Abhay trying to print Back to Godhead magazine. If this can be distributed in a meaningful way throughout the world, all the problems can be solved. So here is one man in one corner of the world with no money, old man, trying to do something to print a book. But this is the solution to the problems of the world. We should learn to appreciate. We should not get carried away by power, position, name, fame, wealth of other people. We should remember the real strength is the spiritual strength. So here is the contrast. People are trying to solve the problems without a spiritual touch. And here is Abhay holding the solution. But because he's not having support, the solution is not being implemented. But this is the only solution. So Prabhupada is distributing copies in the city, whether it is winter or summer, he would go. The printer remarked that here was a possessed man. Day after day he would come. He would bring paper, he would bring articles, he will bring some money, he will say you print it, and he will come for proofreading. And after proofreading, he will take the copies, printed copies, he will go to distribute, and by selling them, he will get money, he will come ready for the next edition. And the printer would ask him, Swamiji, did you have food? Prabhupada will say, doesn't matter. He would not have had food actually. Then this printer will order something from the hotel and he will feed Prabhupada. But Prabhupada will focus on the mission of Krishna. So he said, he asked the printer, why you are struggling so much, Swamiji? People are not interested. Why you are struggling? What did Prabhupada reply? No, it is my mission. I will carry on as far as possible. The printer recollected. So many people have given this a certificate of Prabhupada's mood. So Prabhupada wrote an article when he went to somebody's house, he said, don't come, go away. We don't want you here. We have no time. We are busy. So Prabhupada wrote an article, chronic disease of modern times, no time. They are busy for what? Keeping body and soul together, but they have no idea of the soul. We are all busy to keep body and soul together, but we have no idea of soul. So every time something happened, Prabhupada would write an article on that. And not only he was distributing within India, he was mailing free copies to libraries across the world. This is a common trait he shared with Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. They also distributed books abroad to libraries. In fact, they saw Bhakti Vinod Thakur's book on the life and teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in many universities in US. And these books were sent on the same year in which Srila Prabhupada was born, 1896. So many interesting things to say. Anyway, so then Prabhupada wrote a letter to Dr. Rajendra Prasad, who was the president of India at that time. And I will read little excerpt from that letter. To Arya Samajis he wrote, you want man to be moralistic, truthful, honest. But if he is not God conscious, you cannot achieve that. Arya Samajis want a clean world where people do good karma and they go to heaven. But he told them, you cannot have honest, truthful people unless you teach them God. Okay. In the summer heat also, Prabhupada was going, Delhi summer, you know how hot it can be. He was still without food, he was distributing books. One time, one cow with its horns, it pushed him to the ground. Prabhupada was lying on the ground. Nobody came to even lift him up. And Prabhupada could not lift himself up. 60-year-old man lying there, simply remembering Krishna in his heart. And then somebody came and lifted him. Imagine all this. So he was at some points overwhelmed about the task. So many billions of people suffering in this world. And even one conditioned soul, I am unable to turn them towards God. What a mammoth task it is, Prabhupada was thinking. Okay, and here is the book. Here is a letter that he wrote to Rajendra Prasad, only a little bit. I have got the clue. Please listen with your heart. Please listen with your heart. I have got the clue of going back to Godhead just after leaving my present material body. And in order to take along with me all my contemporary men and women of the world, I have started my paper Back to Godhead as one of the means to the way going back to Krishna. Please don't think of me as something wonderful or a madman when I say that I shall go back to Godhead after leaving my present material body. It is quite possible for everyone and all of us. Hare Krishna. I want to hear some of your reactions to this. Please speak.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. He
Hare.
has written like ordinary man. He has like an ordinary man. He has written to the president.
But see the confidence that I know. Okay, he uses the word clue. Clue is to be taken very seriously. That I know how to go back to Godhead. And he's also saying, I will go back to God. And it is possible for everyone and all of us that by the end of this lifetime, we can go back to God. Can any philosopher say this? Can any religious man say this? And here is Prabhupada speaking with so much compassion and confidence that we can all go back. He wrote this letter to the President of India. Supposing the Indian government took it seriously, we would be seeing a different world today. But how is it possible? No? This is Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga has to advance. But
Yes.
there is a golden age simultaneously within this Kali Yuga. By connecting to ISKCON, we are connecting to the golden age. Anyone who takes to the teachings of Srila Prabhupada can go back home, back to God. And here is Prabhupada saying this in 1956. 10 years later, he is going to start ISKCON. 10 years after this. So with this, we come to the end of this session. Thank you all for joining. We will meet again next week and continue the pastimes of Srila Prabhupada in Delhi. And eventually he will come to Vrindavan. And from Vrindavan, he will go to Boston and New York eventually. So we'll hear all those stories in the coming days. Once again, thank you very much for joining. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhye cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo ananta koti vaishnavabhyo ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. His Holiness Satsvarupadas Goswami Maharaj ki jai, who wrote this amazing book, which makes Prabhupada a living presence in front of our eyes. Just by reading the book, we can know the struggles and successes and seeming failures of Srila Prabhupada. Thank you.
True, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
so
Thank you,
much.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Correct. Very well. So, how many of you have bought Prabhupada Lilamrt already? Thank you, Santa. Yes. Yes. So, buying Prabhupada Lilamrt or buying Bhagavatam, in my mind, is the same. It's a more contemporary version of Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam is what, after all, the stories of devotees of Krishna, pure devotees of Krishna. And here is Prabhupada Lilamrt, which is about one devotee in so much detail from his birth and all his accomplishments till he disappeared from this world. Yeah. So I hope you will all be inspired to take a copy of this Prabhupada Lilamrt. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.